Okay, guys, I have been procrastinating from doing this all day. Just through a series of bad events, I have not been energized and enthusiastic about doing this today. But I'm trying to stay consistent. Somebody's got to steer the ship, and steering the ship means that you're a leader, and a leader stays true to his word. Somebody that you can trust, someone that when everything goes south, there's still somebody controlling things, and you're not just letting everything loose and you're like, oh no, the ship's going down. No, you're still trying to save it till, not that the ship is going down. That's not what I mean to relay at all. Just think of when you're thinking of leadership principles, that kind of stuff. You want someone that's trustworthy, that's consistent, that's reliable, and just does what they say. And I said I was going to record this every day or every Friday, so that's what I'm doing. I rolled my ankle again really bad yesterday. I also did it on Sunday, so I'm in a lot of pain. It's still very swollen, and I'm wearing this shoe just for the aesthetics of being on this podcast. I don't even know why. You guys totally like that I'm just me. Like I am genuine through and through. So normally I'd be wearing so I do have a big cast boot thing that goes all the way up to here. That broke. So then I've just been wearing hiking boots and I tie that pretty tight, and then that's enough protection that I don't roll my ankle. But yesterday, right back there, as I was walking, I stepped on a hose and then my ankle went sideways and I went down, and it still hurts a lot. So that part sucks. I had some investment stuff that sucks. Made a wrong call on some things. I was playing stuff lightly, and then I went pretty heavy, and then I made a wrong call, and 99% of that got wiped out. So that also just has my mind just like So I'm not in like a super awesome great mood, but look, let's stay positive here, huh? Shall we stay positive? I have my lights here. I finally brought them to the shop. I don't know why it's taken me so long. Because for working, they're just good for working. Like, they're studio lights and they're made for like recording and that kind of stuff. But they also work for working. I've done so much content in here without lights, just crappy lights. I was like, oh, that camera's good enough. I have the equipment. Why am I not using it? That's one of those brain moments where you're like, I'm retarded. Whatever. Got a new watch. Look at that. I haven't had a watch. My last watch broke, I want to say 6 months ago, and then I had enough people pay me that I could buy a $40 watch off of Temu. It looks really fancy, but I will tell you that it's nothing great. It counts my steps, and really, it's a $40 watch. I don't subscribe to the fancy, expensive stuff. At least not right now. I don't have that kind of capital right now. I put all my money into this thing. Speaking of this thing, bought it for a really, really, really good price, and all things considered, I am into it for about 35x what I bought it for, which is substantial. And all I have is the floor and the walls done. I mean, I have the electrical done too. I did put the roof vent in yesterday. I have to put the whole ceiling on. I'm building a bed here next. I got to build the kitchen here. I got to build a bench there. I got to build a closet there. I got to build my shower there and my power situation there. So there is lots of stuff to still do. And the outside yet. We got to put the whole wrap on the thing. I got to build a lift kit for the thing. I have to drive this around to see if it's even like capable of driving without breaking down. That's a whole nother thing that I got to do. It's an insane amount of work, I tell you. It's an insane amount of work. I knew it was going to be lots. Everybody that builds these things are like, yeah, it's going to be lots of work and expect it to be even more. And like, now that I'm here, yeah, it's definitely even more. Lots more. But it's fun. I'm having a great time. And I'm getting lots of people to help all the time, making lots of great connections with all sorts of people that I wouldn't normally hang out with. Lots of people that do know me and that are my friends are like, dude, this is so cool. Like, you're buying your time. I'm like, yeah, I am. I worked myself into a place where I have that ability, that option. I have no roots tying me down here anymore. My dog is dead, so we have the ability to roam free, and that's the whole point of this thing. I'm getting ready to roam free. So on the podcast today, one more thing about this. I was in email conversations, currently in email conversations about a company doing that they sell solar gear and all that equipment, and I was like, hey, do you guys want to partner on this build? Like, let's do some work together. And they said yes, and they immediately said, let's upgrade you to the next thing. And I was like, sweet, let's do it. And now I haven't heard from them for 2 days. I'm like, what's going on? Like, communication is the right thing. So, I don't know. Maybe they're busy. Maybe they just got to figure stuff out on their end. Totally fine. It's one of those things where like, they stopped emailing. What's going on? I want to know. So, and then, that's one good positive from this week. Another good positive from this week is I made a deal with a local company. I'm friends with the guys. They wrap vehicles. So we have made a deal now to wrap a vehicle, design the whole wrap, all that stuff, trade services. I'm going to make them some promo videos, that kind of thing. They're going to design stuff. We're going to put it all together. We're going to install the whole thing. We're going to time-lapse, do video, all that kind of stuff. And then it's going to be marketing material for both of us, which is pretty cool. So I'm excited about that. That, in the grand scheme of things, saves me a lot of money, like 5 figures money. So I'm very thankful and grateful for both of those partnerships coming on board. I'll give you more information once things are more down the line, a little bit more confirmed. Once things are more confirmed. Let's go with that. So, talking about leadership, what do we got here on my list of things today? We got three main topics here. So, number 1 being the ownership principle. Number 2 being clarity is kindness. Number 3 being leaders are navigators, not the weathermen. And I will get into all of those right now. By the way, this chair is wildly uncomfortable. Do I have another one? Oh, man, do I have another chair? I don't think I have another chair here. I have a mattress here. I don't think I want the format to be me lying on my bed with my silk sheets. Hey, guys, how's it going? No. My butt hurts. Oof. You're in pain long enough and you just have a few negative things happen. I seriously don't want to be here right now. I don't want to do this, but just, all right, let's get into it. Number 1, the ownership principle. This principle is about accountability and humility. It is very relatable because we all make mistakes and see others handle them in different ways. So, as a leader, are you taking ownership of stuff? True leaders do not play the blame game. When something goes wrong at work, oh, it's this guy's fault. Oh, it's this guy's fault. Oh, it's this guy's fault. No, it's my fault. I'm the one in charge. I didn't train that guy properly. I didn't have enough time with that guy to make sure he was doing exactly what he was supposed to be doing. I'm the one taking the ownership. That is a very, very, high standard principle. If a mistake gets made on a job site, the blame game doesn't get anybody anywhere. Nobody's progressing from that. You're just infuriating everybody. That doesn't solve any problems. You will get through problems so much faster if you take responsibility and say, yeah, that's my fault. I should have done better at X, whatever the X is. Even if that's not necessarily true, extreme ownership is taking responsibility, whether it was your fault directly or not. The first person to take responsibility gets the credit for being a high quality person is the guy who's going to get praise for getting the job done because somebody needs to do it. If everybody was just pointing fingers at everybody else, oh, it wasn't my fault, it's not my job to do that, blah, 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 blah. The guy who gets that done at the end of the job, that guy gets looked at later on and everybody goes, that's the guy that I want in control of my next job, in charge of everything, because he will take ownership, he will get stuff done, he will make it happen, whatever it is. So, personal story about this right now. I was working with a customer a couple weeks ago, sent them an estimate, all that stuff, and the estimate was X. Now, I've done way more work than what I originally did on the estimate, and it doesn't make sense to go to them and be like, hey, sorry, I've actually done double the work, so I need to charge you double for what I originally asked you to pay me. That doesn't bode well. I've been in that scenario before, and the person on the other side is like, what the heck, blah, blah, blah. Rightfully so, right? Who wants to get a bill that's double what they originally were quoted? So, that's my mistake. I have to take ownership of that. I have to eat that one. I'm like, okay, I'm still going to deliver the product, and now I'm giving them 16 hours of editing for free because I wasn't clear enough up front about what's all involved in this whole job. That's a mistake that I've made. I'm not going to complain about it. I'm just going to move on so that when I get to the next customer, I'm going to be like, hey, this is how much it costs to do this. This is how much it costs to do this. We put them all together. It costs this much to do, not this much to do. That was just hindsight. You're like, oh, yeah, obviously, like, you shouldn't be doing work you're not getting paid for. How come you didn't say that? And I'm like, yeah, I know. How come I didn't talk about that? I'm retarded. It's on me. So it literally, it is my fault. Also, pro tip, when things do go right, deflect the praise. People will be like, oh, you're so awesome, you're so great. And if you're just there, be like, yeah, it was me, I'm great, all that. You it kind of like puts a little bit of stain on that whole thing. And from my experience, when people are praising you, to be like, no, it's all these guys, it's all my team. Like, they're the guys that did it. Because they are the guys that did it. Sure, someone is in charge of leading that, but at the end of the day, the guys that did the actual hard... What is on my floor? As a leader, when you are praised for doing a good job, if you are the person that deflects that onto your whole team, you will gain so much more respect. You're not the guy sitting there going, yeah, it was me at the top. I was the guy that was in charge. I made it all happen. It was me. That doesn't really show humility, just to say. You're throwing that back onto, no, it's all of my team. Together we made this thing awesome. That will get you a lot of respect and shines you as a brighter, lighter leader. Number 2, clarity is kindness. I get myself in trouble with this sometimes. When you're unclear about stuff, that invites disruption, chaos, confusion, and everybody kind of gets a little bit uncomfortable and unhappy. It's the best thing that you can do. Like I said before, when you're estimating something, you're putting together a project. This is what you get for this. This is what you get for this. This is what you get for this. Leave all assumptions out of it. This is business. We put numbers down. This has this value. This has this value. Not oh, it should be somewhere around this ballpark. You start getting assumptions made then, and then what happens is one person assumes something really, really different than the other person assumes, and then when the numbers actually do come out, and it's like, whoa! I thought this was $1,000. No, sorry, it was $15,000. That's a big difference. Just saying. That's where clarity is kindness. Maybe it's difficult or it's scary. I used to be scared at the beginning of business. I'd be like, I can't charge that for that. Like, no way. And then as I did business a whole bunch, then I find out that other people are actually paying 7, 8, 9 times what I'm charging. And I was like, no wonder I'm poor. I feel like I'm poor a lot of the time because I'm like, I wouldn't pay $10,000 for that. But also, I'm not a multi-billion-dollar company, and billion-dollar companies have a marketing budget, and they will pay $10,000 for certain things. As an example, right? So just being clear in everything you do is, we would call that being kind. Business can be kind to another business. One of my business coaches, actually, I was working with a QuickBooks Pro advisor, and he helped me lay out like invoicing and estimates and like pre-structuring stuff. And he's like, just make it as easy as you can for the business on the other side. If you have the same information in multiple places, so it's easier to see that information. For example, business number, put my GST number over here where my heading is and my information, all that stuff. I also put it down here where the number is, so that when they have to enter that information on their end of things, that bookkeeper, you're just making it easier. They don't have to go look for my GST number. It's in multiple places on there. It's easy to find. That you're relieving a hint of stress on the other side of things. It's clarity. Clarity just, it works. It's a magical thing about business. When you're on the number side, even actually when you're not on the number side, if you're talking about a project, that kind of thing, have a conversation with the other half. You're just clear about stuff. Hey, this is what I do. Hey, this is what I do. This is what we could do for each other. Not when you're broad about things and you're like, oh, I do this, but it's like this much, and this company is like, I want you to do this part, but you're like, well, I do this, and you're like, well, okay, what does that mean? So clarity, is kindness. That's point number 2. Number 3, leaders are navigators, not weathermen. What does this mean? This means the weatherman is reactive to what's happening, but a navigator will cruise the ship through the storm. So he sees the storm and he's like, what's the best way to get through this? The weatherman just goes, oh my goodness, there's a storm! One of them's reactive, one of them is navigating through that. Which one do you want in charge of the ship? Do you want the guy who's like, oh my goodness, there's a tornado? What do we do? Turn the ship around? You don't want the reaction. You want the navigator, the captain, to go, that storm is too big. Let's go around it. Let's turn around. Let's go this way. Let's go that way. Or this ship can't actually handle that storm. It's going to be a little bit rough. But if we get through this storm, we'll get to the other side way faster, and we can keep on with our journey over there on the other side. I feel like I just explained that actually really well, and I don't even need to go into that deep. In business, actually in leadership, any person that wants to be a high quality leader, you are not a reactive person. When situations show up, you don't react. Simple example, you can identify this in yourself. When you're in traffic, do you get angered by other people that are in traffic? Are you reactive to how other people drive, how they operate their vehicle? Do you react or do you respond? You're like, oh, that person's a shitty driver. And you navigate your own vehicle in a safe way around them so that you're not in an accident, you're not slowing up traffic, and you're not one of these angry people that's just fuming mad in their car while they're sitting in traffic. Who wants to be in that mental state anyways? I don't understand why people get mad about little menial things like that. Sure, there's shitty people in the world, but to be in a constant state of being upset, man, I got better things to do with my life. I'm on my 9th live right now, and I've been mad before at other people. I'm like this. I don't like this. Forgive and forget, man. Life, you're happier through life if you can forgive and forget. I know it's difficult. It's way easier to say forgive and forget than to actually do it when you're feeling the feels. Yeah, that sucks. But when you're in traffic, it's not the end of the world if someone cuts you off. Like, just suck it up. So maybe they didn't see you. Maybe they did do it on purpose and they're an asshole. All right, there's assholes everywhere. But a high-quality leader is going to learn to navigate through the world with assholes. They're just everywhere, right? Everybody has one. Good personal story about responding, not reacting. I solo travel and I go one way all over the place. Many people like to follow my journey and they are just like, I could never do what you do. Yeah, that's because I know how to respond to things. I've learned how to respond to things instead of react to things. Last time I went on a trip, my whole rental car fiasco turned into like, I rented a car for $200 and it ended up being $2,000 roughly, like through a bunch of events, and it took a day and a half to get the car. I was all over the place. Lots of people would freak out. They would react in a negative way. Nothing would get done. They wouldn't get things solved. And then usually what happens in those situations where people are reactionary, it costs them way more money because they end up paying somebody to solve their problems. Here, I'm going to go pay a resort. They're going to pick me up. They're going to bring me to this whole place and everything. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to deal with it because I'm a weak-minded person and I don't have the self-control to do that. Or you're a high-quality person. You know how to think in stressful situations. Cool. This rental car didn't work out. I'm going to call this place and I'm going to rent this car. Great. It cost me $500, but it didn't cost me $3,000. One's better than the other, don't you think? Now, hindsight is always 20/20. Yeah, when you look back at it, you're not in the heat of the moment. You're not in that moment. Granted, there is an element of that where it's not necessarily easy. But if you're striving to be a high-quality leader, you're constantly working on that reactionary state that you get into, learning to respond in that state so that you're not reacting, so that you are calm, you are cool, you are collected, you can communicate, you can get your point across to the people that you need to get that across to. You can think, you can process information. What is the best solution? How do I navigate this storm? Not, everything's going wrong, I'm freaking out and I can't control it. I know many women that do that, and I feel bad for them. And I tell you, as a single guy, I am highly attracted to a woman that's like, problem solved. Oh, baby. Ding. Creating a culture of solutions, not complaints. A leader sets the tone. If they complain about problems, the whole team will. If they focus on finding solutions, the team will become resilient and problem solve. Empower people with questions. Okay, that's the solution. What are our options? These shifts of energy from passive complaint to active engagement. That's a very difficult sentence. I don't like it. Basically, when you're leading a team, you're involving all of the people. You're asking them questions. How do we get to this solution? What is the solution? Let's work together to find the solution. When you do that, that shifts the whole energy of the room to, hey, we're working together. We're working towards a goal, not, everything sucks. We got, somebody solve this right now. And then you start yelling at people and everyone's like, the boss is yelling. Everybody's mad. What's going on? The world's burning. No, stay calm. Just stay calm. I cannot tell you how many people are like, how do you stay calm in all these crazy scenarios? I don't know, because it's not worth getting worked up about. I've been through the ringer many, many times. Maybe that's just where I'm at. I've been through so much shit in my life that now I can handle some of this shit. Look at Trump. As the president, he has gone through hell and back a few times, and he's hardly aged at all. You look at any other president and like, oh my goodness, Obama was probably the craziest one. If you were alive during that time, you look at Obama at the beginning of his presidency and at the end of it, and you're like, that guy, gosh, that guy went through some stress. Trump? No, he's used to all this stuff all the time. He can navigate through it a lot better. Not to get political here. Not saying that I agree with everything that he does, but as a businessman, as a leader, he is showing that he is able to lead pretty well. My opinion. Well, I don't know if that's my opinion. I feel like that's fact. I think you can just look at that objectively and be like, yeah, that he is doing that. Guys, that's it for the podcast this week. My foot is in a lot of pain. I'm going to go put my other boot on, and my painkiller of choice right now is whiskey. I don't take pharmaceutical medication anymore unless it's like really bad and I need to. Whiskey seems to be my go-to thing right now. I'm on a kick where I'm not helping the pharmaceutical industry as much as possible. Granted, sometimes it's needed, but right now we're not at that level of pain that I need to go take some T3s. We're not there. So, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good one. It's a great day to have a great day.